Hey there YouTube, this is Eddie from Precision Gun Reviews, and we're out here on a hot summer South Carolina day with the SP101 on my hip. We're at 8 yards, we're about to take a few shots and see how it goes. Get my ears in and some eyes on and show you the gun, pointed in a safe direction. That's the 2 1/4 inch barrel SP101 in 357 Magnum, and it's wearing some custom Badger boot grips, which I really like because they're good for concealment. They're really smooth, really short, and still give you good purchase on the gun. But anyway, we're going to take a few shots, see how it goes. It's not really that much kick actually, but I've been shooting my Glock and I'm not really used to this double action trigger, so I don't know if you saw, I kind of anticipated the shot there, and that's something that'll happen. I just came out here cold, I haven't shot this gun in forever, but we've got an okay group out there and we'll show that to you later, but for now we're going to move back and shoot some 38 specials from a little bit further. Alright, so now we're back. We're here at 10 yards. We're going to shoot some Remington UMC 38s. These are full metal jacket. Alright. Pick out that top left. So we're gonna take a look at that a little later. I'm gonna move back to 15 yards with another few shots, and I just dropped a casing, and we'll see how that comes out. Alright, we are back at 15 yards now, and we're gonna give our last round here of Remington UMC 38s, full metal jackets, and here we go. Whew. Hot shells, hot shells. Alright, we're going to take it inside and talk to you a little bit more about the Ruger SP101 in 357 Magnum. Hey, this is Eddie with Precision Gun Reviews, and we are taking a look at the Ruger SP101 chambered in 357 Magnum. This is a small 5-shot revolver, ideal for concealed carry. In this particular configuration, it is a double action, single action, and let's just make sure that it is safety checked. And here you see it has the hammer that is cockable, and it can also be fired in double action mode. Ruger makes a variety of these guns. They make them with longer barrels, and they make them with bobbed hammers that you cannot cock manually, and therefore making them double action only. But this is my personal weapon, and I chose to have the hammer on it for the rare occasion where I want to shoot precisely with these sights. This gun is, like I said, the 2 1/4 inch barrel, which gives it a total length of 7.2 inches, about 4.5 to 5 inches high in standard configuration. Here it's wearing some custom Badger boot grips, which I put on there as a sort of aftermarket upgrade to aid in concealability and a little bit of purchase on there. It weighs 26 ounces with nothing in the chambers, and like I said, it holds 5 rounds. It's a fully stainless steel gun, and the grips that come standard are rubber with a plastic insert, and they're a little bit more vertical than these sharply sloped grips that I have on there now. They're rubber, and they are a somewhat tacky rubber. They're not ultra sticky, but they're also not the very smooth rubber that you might find on some of the others, like Pachmayr grips. So that might be something that you would consider replacing, or I find that they shoot very well. So that's really a toss-up. I've actually sold my original grips for this gun because I don't plan to ever get rid of it. It's all stainless steel otherwise. It doesn't have a full grip frame. It has a small tang that goes in here, if that's something that you care about, unlike the Smith & Wessons that have the full steel handle frame. The sights on this gun are not the best. They are these trench sort of sights that I gave you an idea of. There's a black ramp here pinned in, so it is replaceable, albeit difficult. And this is certainly not adjustable at all. Although I have seen some people customizing their SP101 by putting a fully windage and elevation adjustable rear sight on there. I haven't done that because this is a concealed carry option, and at a few yards it's not really going to make a whole lot of difference. Otherwise, here's your cylinder release, and the ejector, like in a number of other small frame revolvers, it's not quite long enough to fully eject the Magnum cartridges, so they can get hung up there. You kind of have to, if you're going to reload, you're going to kind of jam it out like that for them to fall freely. Otherwise, you'll just have a bunch of spent cartridges just hanging out there. The hammer is somewhat sharp. When you compare it to something like a Smith & Wesson, which is what you're inevitably going to do, you'll find this is a little bit more sharp. Everything about the Ruger is a little bit more rough than you might find on a Smith & Wesson. The trigger also is a little bit sharper and a little bit heavier. It's probably around 12 to 14 pounds on the double action pull. It lightens up significantly on the single action pull. I don't even know what that would be. My guess would be about 3 pounds. It's tough to say without actually measuring it. But needless to say, it's very light as a single action pull, as all double single revolvers are. But that double action trigger will give a lot of people trouble when they're just getting used to it. Mike actually shot an SP101, not my SP101, but he said that he had a lot of difficulty adjusting to the trigger and he just didn't like it. And the way that I see it is it's sort of a two-stage kind of affair. You pull it back and you can get right to, it's hard to do at this angle, but you pull it all the way back and it sort of like falls into a little trench of resistance there, and then you just get over the last little hump. So it's to there and then over the hump. Not the best trigger, not the worst trigger. It is a little sharp, and some people find it can pinch. So that's something to be wary of. You probably want to dry fire one or actually fire one before picking it up. But it's definitely not something that you can't get past. In terms of quote-unquote takedown and cleaning, it's a revolver. It's pretty well sealed. You're just going to clean through the chambers and the barrel. You can take this apart further. You can remove your grip here, and you leave that open space with the mainspring in it. And I believe there's a little space right here that you can open up and actually get inside the internals of the weapon if you want to modify the trigger group or anything like that, which I have read that people like to do to lighten up this trigger, replace some of the springs. I know that people put in wolf springs on these to lighten up that double action trigger pull. One thing that I love about the Rugers, and I sort of alluded to it when I said that I'm going to keep it forever, it's overbuilt. That's really what it is. It's got this big, thick underlug that is basically a part of the barrel. It shrouds this ejector rod. If you find yourself out of ammo, just hit somebody with it. You know, this is a thick chunk of steel. It's 26 ounces. It will hurt, for sure.
As far as accuracy goes, the gun is inherently accurate to a degree, to an extent. It's not as accurate as something with adjustable sights or with, 3-dot sights. It's just a pretty bland sight picture, and that's really what affects accuracy more so than the gun itself. It's really how your eyes make use of what sighting options are there. And in this case, it's a very short sight radius combined with this trench sight. Doesn't give you the best, but for what it is, it's more than adequate. I actually have a couple of targets here. I just shot 5 shots of each. This is the 357 rounds, hollow points at 8 yards. This is me standing, just as an idea. And then I switched over to 38s at 10 yards, and for some reason I pushed them all to the left, but still roughly the same sort of 2.5 inches. And then at 15 yards it opened up. This is nothing. These are leftover targets. This opened up a lot, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. Sort of opened up. And just by way of comparison, this is my Glock 26 at 15 yards standing, and something else we had in the same size range as the Beretta Nano at 15 yards standing. This was a really accurate gun. I don't have that anymore. But, it's not quite as accurate as those semi-autos, and I think that comes down to a few things: the sights and the heavy trigger. That was all shot double action, so that's going to be difficult if you're trying for pinpoint accuracy, which you probably aren't, because, like I said, this is a self-defense weapon. If you want to go shoot targets with a revolver, you're much better off with the GP100, which is a behemoth of a revolver, another giant piece of steel, but also much more accurate, adjustable sights. You can get it in a 4 and a 6-inch barrel, and a big full grip. This is a really nice gun. I mean, they're both really nice guns, but this one was not designed for target shooting. As far as reliability goes, it is a Ruger, it is a revolver, it is thick overbuilt steel. It's going to work every time. You pull the trigger, it goes bang. You get a dud round, you pull the trigger again, it goes bang on the second time, on the next shot. This was my first firearm that I purchased for myself when I foolishly believed that I would only have one gun. If I only need one gun, which one will I get? So I opted for this revolver. Always works. It's got a powerful chambering in the 357 Magnum. So for someone who's looking for kind of an all-rounder, as I was, probably if I had to do it again, I wouldn't get the hammer, because I wouldn't be thinking that, I'm going to go take this target shooting and I want that precision aim. Because it's really not something that I'm ever going to achieve the greatest accuracy with. And for that matter, you shouldn't be training single action if you're using this as your self-defense handgun. Just going back to self-defense philosophy, you want to practice how you fire. It's going to be a double action pull, so you might as well go without the hammer. Unless it's going to be your only gun, which it won't be. You'll eventually get something else. As far as price goes, I picked this one up for just over $400. That was a while back. At this point, they're closer to $5 and $6. If I look on Ruger's website, the manufacturer's suggested retail price on this one is actually $659. So mid-5s, if you can find them. I mean, can you find any guns now? Not really. I mean, that's my experience at least. But if you can, this is a very potent, very reliable, very beautiful in my opinion, especially with the custom grips on there, weapon that will serve you forever and serve your children forever and serve their children forever. This gun will last many lifetimes if you take good care of it, and it will protect your life if it comes down to that, and let's hope that it doesn't. So yeah, that's the Ruger SP101 chambered in .357 Magnum. So one half of the Precision Gun Reviews team gives this gun a very strong recommendation, so long as you are considering the role that you're going to be using it in, and that is a self-defense concealed carry option. And in that case, the SP101 is a good value, it's a good performer. It's not going to break the bank like a Smith & Wesson, although it's not going to be as smooth and comfortable, and it won't pamper you as much as a Smith & Wesson, but it will do its job and it will last. So for that, I recommend it. Thanks everyone for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like our videos, and keep checking back. We're going to be bringing you more gun and gun gear reviews in the near future. Sorry we've been on hiatus a little, but we aim to change that. Enjoy your summer, everybody. Be safe. Take care.